Eat corn and get RBT to 1 million subscribers by Christmas. Eat your corn. Love your corn. But you need to get RBT to 1 million subscribers by Christmas.
So what the heck have we gotten ourselves into here? Brand new series. First time ever doing a 32-man online franchise in Madden 21. A members franchise. 31 other members. We're going to try to win the whole thing and hopefully not have an absolute stinker. I want to be able to make the playoffs. I want to be able to make the Super Bowl. I want to go 16-0 to be completely honest. We did a fantasy draft, which took forever, dog. If y'all have ever tried doing a freaking fantasy draft with 31 other people, it takes a long time. But that's done with episode number 1, game number 1. First episode on the main channel. But guys, you need to know this. The rest of the series is going to be uploaded over on my second channel. We'll leave a link to episode number 2 in the description box below. It's going to go live as soon as episode number 1. So as soon as you're done with this episode, you can click the link in the description box below. Go over, watch episode number 2, and subscribe to my second channel so you can keep up to date with this first ever online franchise series here on the channel. We are going to be taking on the Baltimore Ravens. I decided to take on the Cleveland Browns just because I want to bring them their first ever Lombardi trophy. I want to bring them to the Super Bowl. But first bit of business, we do need to go over the team that we did draft in this fantasy draft. Now, we are 81 overall, 79 offense, 84 defense. What we did do in the draft, we drafted 12 rounds as users, and then the rest of the draft, the next like 30 picks, was simulated. So I had to be very strategic in how I selected my team. With the first pick, we selected Kyler Murray, 81 rated. The reason I drafted him is because of his X factor. He has escape artist. I had the 15th pick. At the point I had to pick, like Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Deshaun Watson, they were all gone. So I went with my boy Kyler to have a quarterback with escape artist. We got lucky because I actually, with my 12th and final pick, selected Joshua Kelly, who does have superstar X Factor. In the simulation, drafted Jonathan Taylor. So that ended up going pretty well for me. At wide receiver, have some pretty decent options. Terry McLaurin and DJ Chark. Behind him, Willie Snead. We have Darius Wright and some stinkers. I do have one guy I want to try to trade for. I got to see what team he's on, but the offensive line is very stinky. Like, the offensive line in Madden is always wishy-washy, so like I don't even know if having a 0 overall offensive line versus a 99 overall offensive line has any difference. So I didn't actually make any picks in the offensive line. The CPU drafted the entire offensive line in the last 30 picks, and it's very stinky. We have good tackles, but the interior is awful. Lindstrom is young, so he could end up being good, but our center and right guard is absolutely awful. Got very lucky with the tight end too, because TJ Hawkinson was our pick, and the CPU did select him. Now on defense, I tried to go with secondary. I drafted pretty much the entire secondary. We have Micah Hyde, Tyrann Mathieu, who I got with my second round pick. We have Marshawn Lattimore. We have Jalen Johnson, who's a rookie and should have at least superstar development. We have AJ Terrell as well, another rookie. The only D lineman that I drafted was Jeffrey Simmons, who should end up being a beast for us. The rest of the defensive line, Linval Joseph, Marcel Darius, and Sam Hubbard, they all were drafted by the CPU. Now, I did draft the entire linebacker core, Jalen Smith on the right side, Patrick Queen on the inside, and Anthony Barr on the left side. I think it's a very speedy linebacker core. I'm just really afraid that we're not going to be able to stop the run, so I'm kind of worried about that, but we should be able to lock down the pass pretty well. Now, on special teams, obviously, I didn't draft a kicker, but we have Ryan Suckup, that's funny, former Titan at kicker, 70th overall, and Dustin Colquitt at a 79. Our kick and punt returner is going to be Strowman. Honestly, no idea who you are, but hopefully you do a decent job for us. So, I mean, the team is nothing spectacular, but I think we have enough to get the job done this season and maybe make a push to the Super Bowl in year number 1. This hopefully will be a long series for the duration of Madden 21. Now, after episode number 2, which you can watch at the end of today's episode if you click the link in the description box below, we're probably not going to upload every single game, but every upload I do put on the second channel, I'll go over everything that's happened up to that point. We'll probably just upload the big games because we're also doing a franchise with my members over on PlayStation that's going to have regular teams, so we're going to have uploads for that as well, which you'll see the first episode for that on the main channel, and then the rest of that series will also be uploaded on the second channel. But first thing we do need to do is I did want to kind of go over everything to get you guys up to speed on how the series is going to work. We're hopefully going to advance it every 3 days, and I will say if some of these members go inactive and we have to sim their games, I'll end up probably having to kick them from the league, and I'll open up the rest of the spots to my followers over on Twitter and Instagram. So if you do want to have a chance to join this series, make sure to go follow me over on my socials, Instagram and Twitter, link in the description box below. But I do want to go over at my opponent's team. Gotta do a little bit of scouting and see what the heck we're going up against here today. The Ravens At quarterback, don't be anybody too fantastic. They have, oh god, he has Deshaun Watson, so he also has the escape artist. At running back, he has Alvin Kamara and Kerryon Johnson. At wide receiver, Edelman, Jarvis Landry, and Anthony Miller, Jakeem Grant. So a pretty good wide receiver core. He has a speedy man and Jakeem Grant. Tight end, Tyler Higbee. So he has like a great set of skill players. Offensive line, he has Mitchell Schwartz. He has Isaac Sumalo, who's not that great, but he's better than my guard. Spencer Pulley. So we all have pretty stinky centers. Gabe Jackson's a better right guard than what I have, and right tackle he has Trent Brown, so he has probably a much better offensive line than me. Now defensively, Deshaun Hand at left end, at right end he has Marcus Davenport, defensive tackle Geno Atkins, so his D-line isn't too shabby. His linebacker core Matthew Judon doesn't look too fast, neither is Vontaze Burfict or Malik Harrison. So his linebacker core and Kamala Correa, who is a Tennessee Titan, they're not too fast. So I should be able, with the speed we have at wide receiver, be able to run some slants, some crossers. Now in the secondary, ooh, his corners are pretty stinky. His free safety Logan Ryan's not too shabby, and strong safety Brandon Carr. So his secondary and his back seven on his defense is not that good. So he might not be able to run the ball that well, especially with our offensive line. But I do think we have a great chance to be able to dot this guy up. Now, members are obviously allowed to trade in this series, and there's one guy I want to attempt to trade for. I don't know who he got drafted by. I wanted to draft him, but it got to pick number 12, and I needed a running back. I hadn't got a running back yet. We already had 2 wide receivers, so I was hoping my CPU would luckily draft him, but unfortunately, they didn't. He's a wide receiver. I want him to be my speedy deep threat. Not Tyreek Hill. Where you at? Mr. Khalif Raymond. The New York Giants have him. Now, what member has the New York Giants? Do I have anybody that you'd be interested in? Skull Vite. So hopefully he has some pretty stinky wide receivers. So he has Calvin Ridley, Jalen Reagor, and Khalif Raymond's his number 3. So I really do want him. He's a 72 rated. I think he has 96 speed. I'd be willing to trade away Willie Snead and Jarius Rice. That would be his number 2 and 3 wide receivers right there. I mean, I just really have no use for them. I want a speedy guy in Khalif Raymond. We already have, I mean, DJ Chark, he's 6'4", and Terry McLaurin's pretty speedy. But what else does he need? A defensive tackle. He also needs a QB. Or maybe I just don't want a draft pick, or maybe one of these running backs. Maybe he'll take a Rex Burkhead off my hands. Maybe a Rex Burkhead. So, I mean, I don't think that's a bad deal. A good quality depth running back and his wide receivers, that would be number 2 and 3 for him. I just really want Khalif Raymond. We'll submit this through, and hopefully by next episode, we'll hear from the Giants and know if this trade is accepted. With that said, my dudes, I think we've gone over everything we need to. Let's see if we can get my opponent in the game, and hopefully we can start off this series 1-0. And by the way, the skill level in this series, I have no clue how good or bad my opponents are. It's probably going to be varied throughout the entire series. Like, some opponents might be better than me, some might be worse, but I'm not going to take it lightly on anybody. I'm going to try to win every single game because my goal is to go 16-0 and win the Super Bowl every single year. I want to turn the Cleveland Browns organization into the best franchise in NFL history. And yeah, we had to restart the NFL with a fantasy draft to do so, but it's whatever it takes. All right, going to be looking for DJ Chark on the beater right here. Wide open. DJ Chark. Beautiful catch. Okay. And already, play number 1, he has his defensive end injured. Oh, Kyler on the read option. Go, you tiny man. The spin move. It's nasty. Don't fumble. Down to the 14-yard line. Kyler for MVP. It's going here. B. Come on. Oh, Kyler. Oh, we needed a dot there. Didn't get it. I don't want the running backs to get too tired, so I'm going to try and split the carries as much as possible, split the touches. Jonathan Taylor, the outside. Oh, what a nasty move, Jonathan Taylor. That's a first down, I think. 2 rushes, 14 yards. Not a bad start for him. Try some simple little drags here. The man coverage was beaten. Terry McLaurin. Just like in the Washington football team series, Terry's being just as freaking scary. I think I have a pretty good mix of speed and size, and I say that, and Alvin Kamara right up the middle for a nice 9-yard gain to start off our defensive drive. But I'd like to think I have a pretty nice combination on defense of players in the secondary that are good in zone and good in man coverage, so I should be able to run both this season. Oh, got a little play action pass. Throws the ball away. Okay. Nice little pressure there. His little halfback. Fumble! Let's go, poor guy. He got the first down and Deshaun Watson fumbled. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Oh, wide open, wide open. Make this catch, Terry McLaurin. It's beautiful. So since the secondary is so lackluster, I'm going to keep calling some crossers, and they should continue to get open. X is open here. Willie Steele with his first catch of the season with a solid 3-yard gain. Oh, freaking stinky field goal. That's a dot. That's a dot. DJ Chark end zone 14-0. Yeah, he was trying, I think, to user DJ Chark there, and it just did not go well for my opponent. So just like that, this is not... So this honestly could not have got off to a better start. 14-0, but with Deshaun Watson, that escape artist, I'm going to have to QB spy a lot. I'm sure he's probably going to break a couple scrambles with them. Make sure we cover underneath here. Oh, no. That was actually a beautiful read by my opponent, and that's going to be a touchdown. That's a freaking cover 3 beater he just ran. Wow, my opponent goes from not even getting a first down to freaking throwing a cover 3 beater. So, as we've just seen, cover 3 cannot be called against this guy. Oh, wide open. Wide open. That's going to be Terry McLaurin again. That's a catch down to the 10-yard line. I'm going to make sure I don't turn the ball over. At least need to go up by 2 possessions going into half. This is not the best of scenarios, but we're going to try to make the most of it. 3rd down and goal here. Maybe he's open. Maybe he's open. McLaurin, that's a touchdown. That's a dot. He's running cover 3 like every single play. He's not playing those zones deep enough to cover that out route. We're going to use it right now when we need to. And you know what? Let's actually go for 2 here and try to make this a 3-possession ball game. Oh, well, why not? Take 2 touchdowns and 2-3 might convert. I'm just now thinking about it. That would not have made the game a 3-possession game. So, my lack of math just took a point off the board for me. Oh, there he freaking goes again. God dang Deshaun Watson. Big hit. Come on, fumble. Pick it up. Patrick Queen. Thank you. He's having no success throwing the football. He's been scrambling with Deshaun Watson. That's the 2nd time he's fumbled. So, hey, I love it. Defense creating turnovers. Only allowed that 1 big play. Let's freaking hit him right where it hurts. It's actually not, but so much space for Kyler. Spin move. It's nasty. Go, Kyler. Dive. Oh, big hit. Down at the 2. Thank God we fumbled out. So let's try to get Joshua Kelly's first rushing touchdown of his career. Oh, it's so easy. I think that should do it. And I just now saw that Linval Joseph is injured and won't return for the game. Oh, wide open. That's wide open. TJ Hawkinson, dot. Touchdown. And that should officially freaking do it. I don't know who was covering TJ Hawkinson there, but I can say I'm very glad that my CPU drafted him. I don't know how he was available in round 12, but I'm happy he was. Got him contained well. There's just no shot, dog. There's just no freaking shot. Oh, wide open. I think that was my assignment. Okay, good job by him. So he's not completely out of it yet. There's no shot. How is that not intercepted? Are you serious? I could have took that back for 2. He's still going to be an NFL great. His first play of his NFL career. He's going to be a scramble for a touchdown. Cole McDonald. I love it, Cole. Cole McDonald, the legend. I love it. Maybe I need to start him over Kyler. Really happy with how he played week number 1. I'm glad my opponent didn't run the football because he probably could have had some success. Really fast in the secondary. He had no chance whatsoever to throw the ball on us. And being able to contain Deshaun Watson with our speedy outside linebackers. I literally drafted specifically to be able to win in a matchup like this. A fast quarterback can't beat me. You're going to have to beat me running the freaking football. Kyler Murray, 12 of 17, 205 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. We picked off Deshaun Watson 3 times. Running the football, I think it's going to be, yes, Kyler Murray leading both teams with 117 yards. Deshaun Watson for him had 75. Jonathan Taylor had 32, and Joshua Kelly only had 7, but it did have the 1 touchdown, as did Cole McDonald catching the football. Terry McLaurin led us with 4 receptions, 72 yards, 2 touchdowns. DJ Chark was 61-1. So both these receivers, I mean, I can't complain with how they did. That's exactly why I drafted them, to catch touchdowns and catch big plays down the field. Defensively, who did the good things for us? Jalen Smith had 3 sacks. I didn't even know. Matthew Judon had 3 sacks for him, too. We do need to be able to pass protect better, but I mean, at the same time, our O-line sucks. So, I mean, I can't complain with how they played. But 44-12, not mad at it whatsoever. So like I said, my dudes, episode number 2 available right now. If you go click the link in the description box below over on the 2nd channel, make sure you subscribe over there as well. Let's see if we can try and hit 100K on my 2nd channel by the end of the year. That'd be freaking sick. We have a ton of upgrades to end today's episode. Just gonna do the auto upgrade. Kyler's gonna be up to an 82. Dog, look at his freaking ears. Why are you on my main screen? Bro, who are you?